In the headlines tonight, Italy reaffirmed commitment to support Ethiopia's government efforts in restoring war-ravaged areas. IMF says China is projected to contribute one-third of world economic growth in 2023. Good evening to you all. Very warm welcome to ETV News. I'm Grum Tariku. Minister of Water and Energy of Ethiopia, Habtamu Ittafa, said Ethiopia has a firm belief in genuine transboundary cooperation and fair utilization of Nile waters in a bid to create a peaceful and integrated region. The minister made the remark at the UN 2023 Water Conference held recently in New York. He stated that Ethiopia advocates the ratification of the Cooperative Framework Agreement, CFA, among Nile riparian countries so that equitable and reasonable water utilization is guaranteed. Ethiopia has been addressing the issue of both downstream and upstream countries and advocating for the conclusion of the agreement that is guided by the international laws and norms. We are pushing for the fair utilization of Nile waters as it has paramount importance in transforming the relations of the riparian countries to cooperation and partnership in a state of hesitation and confrontation. Habtamu called on the Nile Basin countries to incorporate the CFA into their respective laws and ensure development and establish better cooperation, among others. According to the minister, in the Green Legacy Initiative, Ethiopia planted over 25 billion seedlings during the past 3 years and preserved the seedlings to conserve the land and increase forest coverage. Italian ambassador to Ethiopia, Ambassador Agostino Palesi, expressed Italy is ready to assist rehabilitation efforts of conflict-affected areas of Ethiopia. He also said that the Ethiopian government has a very difficult task and Italy is willing to assist the peace process. Tigasaresa has more from Ethiopian News Agency.
It is to be recalled that the federal government and TPLF agreed on 2 November 2022 to permanently silence the guns and end the 2-year bloody conflict in northern Ethiopia. Since then, the federal government has been taking various measures, including restoring basic services and delivering of humanitarian assistance to the region. Talking to Ethiopian News Agency, Ambassador Palsei said it has to be stayed on track and need to see the final target and come to an end to the problem. In this respect, Italy is ready to assist rehabilitation efforts through bilateral cooperation agreement. He further added that Italy will try to intervene all over the country through various programs. According to the ambassador, Ethiopian and Italian authorities had discussions to learn about the approach of Ethiopian authorities and to work together towards improving humanitarian situation in the country. The ambassador noted that political inclusiveness is one way to go forward.
I think that many things I've done, but we have to continue on the, on the framework of the dialogue. This is the only way to go forward, and I think the government has many challenges to cope. The next step will be to have an inclusive dialogue with all over Ethiopia, and in order to solve the problem, with the political dialogue. Political dialogue, political inclusiveness is the only way to go forward. I don't see other option.
Stating the importance of assistance and collaboration in the Horn, the ambassador noted that Italy is working on the forefront in the Horn of Africa within United Nations to have additional funds for Africa.
And we push always, with the international organization, to help Ethiopia in this difficult moment, especially on humanitarian sector and even on rehabilitation of the infrastructure.
Following the delisting of TPLF from terrorist organization, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed appointed Getachew Reda as Tigray interim administration on last Thursday.
A high-level public-private dialogue on private sector investment in electricity and infrastructure development in Africa will take place next week here in Addis Ababa. The high-level meeting, organized by Economic Commission for Africa (ECA) in collaboration with Race for Africa Foundation, will be held from the 28th to 30th of March 2023 in Addis Ababa. The high-level public-private dialogue will gather private and public stakeholders supporting the development of Africa's infrastructure and engage in policy dialogue on what is needed to advance Africa's electricity sector reform agenda and ensure adequate investment flows towards the sector, according to ECA. According to Ethiopian news agency, the dialogue will be an opportunity to discuss the main findings from the UN ECA and Race for Africa support and national electricity market regulatory reviews. It is also expected to trigger forward-looking conversation about how policy and regulatory environments can ensure adequate openness, attractiveness and readiness of African electricity markets to crowd in private investment and deliver on Agenda 2063 and SDG 7 target. Race for Africa, Renewable Energy Solution for Africa, is a foundation that works in support of Africa's just energy transition in order to achieve the SDG 7, ensuring access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all.
Welcome to the land of origins. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia is pleased to serve all your traveler banking needs. If you have money from any of these 16 countries, you can convert it to local currency by visiting our nearest branch. Alternatively, our secure Forex ATMs accept cash exchange, or if you prefer using your cards, we've partnered with Visa, MasterCard, and UnionPay so that you can withdraw cash from our local ATMs or make cashless transactions at thousands of local POS partners securely and with confidence. We are linked with more than 700 global banks through our direct SWIFT address, CBE Teta. We also work with 16 international money transfer agents, out of which Tune and World Remit enable you to make direct deposits into our savings and current accounts or our popular CBE Burr mobile wallet. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, the bank you can always rely on.
Ethiopian Capital Market Authority has finalized preparations to award licenses to capital market service providers over the coming 6 months. Director General of the Ethiopian Capital Market Authority, Brooke Taye, said entities which have fulfilled the necessary requirements and criteria will be awarded a license based on the guidelines put in place by the National Bank of Ethiopia and will commence operation in the coming 3 to 6 months. Accordingly, regulatory guidelines and directives have been prepared for investors and other entities eligible to participate in the capital market, he added. It is to be recalled that Ethiopia has approved Capital Market Establishment Proclamation in 2021 to provide the legal framework for the development of capital markets in the country, according to Ethiopian news agency. Buyers and sellers here in Addis Ababa complain of the unprecedented price hike on dates following the beginning of the Ramadan fasting season. Muslims use dates to break their fast during Ramadan at the dusk for their amazing nutritional properties and energy. Shagawi Matau has the details.
Sarmolla Noor is a merchant selling dates in the Mercato area, the largest open-air market in Africa, particularly around the Grand Anwar Mosque. Noor is the breadwinner of his family, selling dates for slightly over a decade. However, this March Muslims greeted the start of the month-long Ramadan season faced with the soaring prices of dates, one of the most frequented fast-breaking snacks. For the likes of Noor, the price hike seems an unwelcome development as it negatively affected their business.
The price of dates has shown quite a shocking rise. It jumped overnight from 1,950 to 3,000 birr. It means we have to sell it with a significant change of price. We don't see any problem with the supply side of the market, but the price hike is a huge turn off for our customers.
Noor's complaints are shared by other sellers approached by ETV.
I remember selling a kilogram of dates for as low as 120 birr during the previous Ramadan season. The price has now soared to a whopping 320 birr. The price hike is unreasonable. Before the start of the Ramadan, the price of dates was lower, but as soon as the fasting season began, the price skyrocketed.
Consumers, for their part, complained of the price hike in dates as being unfair.
Now I have as many as 10 employees in my administration. I bought these dates for them, but they won't last for even a fortnight. A carton box of dates used to cost 1,000 birr, but it now went as far as 3,000 birr. This undoubtedly is unfair.
Belarus-based companies engaged in automotive industry have expressed interest in manufacturing industrial parks of Ethiopia. The Chief Executive Officer of Industrial Parks Development Corporation of Ethiopia, IPDC, Aklilu Taddese, conferred with Belarus-based companies that manufacture cars and engine parts for mining as well as medical equipment, according to IPDC. IPDC CEO Aklilu Taddese received the representatives of the companies in his office and assured IPDC's continuous support to make their investment reality. According to IPDC, detailed information regarding the investment-oriented service provided by IPDC, the state-of-the-art industrial parks it has built, as well as investment incentives and favorable conditions have been provided to the companies, Fana Broadcasting Corporation reported. The companies, on their part, have also provided information about their investment and the work they intend to do, IPDC added. It is stated that the companies will continue to carry out pre-investment activities that will enable them to start production in industrial parks.